Hello, listeners, and a very heartfelt welcome back to A Geek Tragedy. I'm Stephen, known online as Plague Mantle, because, hey, and I'd like to welcome to the pod the most erudite human, book geek extraordinaire, and my best friend, Holly Properly. Hey, Holly, how are you?
Hello, I'm very well, thank you.
Excellent. And of course, our own salvage man and crafter par excellence, attender of many fairs. Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Looking forward to the oncoming year.
Oh, there is an oncoming year. It's like it should be good. And of course, hidden behind the scenes, our producer and long-suffering young or undersized fur-bearing animal, or kit, if you prefer. We shall be named Squirrel today.
And finally, and by all means last, Stephen, welcome to 2025. How fare you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. Holly laughed at my kit joke, so that kind of made me quite pleased. And you were confused and then sad.
No, I got it. I thought, okay.
I do love a dictionary definition joke.
Thanks. That was quite good. But yeah, I'm all right. Back in the box. It's good. So, on advanced glider training this week, it's a firm welcome back to the Podis. And with Podis, right, I was going for like the word office and podcast put together. Yeah. But as it turns out, because I thought that'd be quite thematically cool, as it turns out, that is, I just checked it afterwards. I thought, I've written that now. I'm gonna see what Google tells me about it. Turns out it is a dice holder or jail for tabletop role-playing games and war games.
A what?
A Podis.
A Podis.
Yeah, so pod dice. I was going for like office, but like, as in pod office.
Well, surely that would be a Poffis.
Well,
but not a Poffis like the Goa'uld.
Stargate, yeah.
Not a Poffis, a Poffis.
No, you think that, but I put a Podis, and then I checked it out, and I thought, well, I'm leaving that in. Anyway, sorry,
Great.
There you go. Random bit of trivia for my accidental writing of words. Mark is enjoying this. But us, it's been a rollercoaster couple of weeks that has taken in the heights of local festivals and Christmas fun, and the loads of severe illness and overwhelming workloads. But we are back to making noise on air once again. So we're still planning for the year. We need to actually sit down and work out what we're talking about. But so next episode, there should be some teasers for what lies ahead. And today, it's cool, teasers, all fingers. We are going to focus on what we did in 2024 and how that might influence what we end up doing this year, which we hope will entertain you for about the next half an hour or so. So some of it's probably going to be geeky, some of it's going to be just kind of like randomly nonsensy, probably. But hopefully it will satisfy the excellent Lee, who has been sending me images of a skeleton on a park bench waiting for our next episode.
Bloody stalkers.
Love you, Lee.
I said it was excellent. That's what he's getting. But first, let's turn to Mark and Holly at the On This Day desk as we continue our weird feature. So on this day, 14th of January, take it away, Holly.
Mark, are you not going to do your jingle?
Oh yeah. No, how did that go? On this day. Was that it?
It was blank.
It's good,
blank.
I'm sure there was another On This Day at the end.
There was. I think there was one more on this day.
Was it on this day? There you go.
There you go. Thanks.
Kit can edit that all together and make it sound like perfect.
I don't think that can happen. No. So on this day, in 1900, we're going to start in 1900 today. Puccini's opera Tosca, one of the most famous of the operas, with libretto by Luigi Illica and Giuseppe Giacosa, premieres in the Teatro Constanzi in Rome. So on this day, first ever performance of Tosca.
On this day.
And then going back a couple of years in 1898, Lewis Carroll, the author of Alice in Wonderland and the creator of the Jabberwocky, 'Twas Brillig and the Slithy Toves and all that, died at the age of 65. And this leads me now to think he never got to see Tosca. Isn't that sad?
Oh, it's a lovely segue. I like that.
Thanks.
And well
segged.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Well,
I'm glad you took the first on this day out of the two, because there are so many words in there that I was not going to attempt to pronounce. So I instead shall take, let's have a birth on this day, on this very day,
This day.
although not this day, a day very much like it, long, long ago. There was indeed the sad passing of one of the best bad guys cinema has had to offer for many, many decades. The legendary Alan Rickman, sadly, Prince of Thieves, Die Hard, Dogma, died at the age of 69, which was a great loss because he was truly awesome as a bad guy. So that's a sad parting. On births, this is very, very much for somebody of a certain age to remember. Otherwise, this name will mean absolutely bugger all to most of you. Hang on, I've lost him now. Oh, there you go. Richard Bryars from The Good Life with Felicity Kendall. Felicity Kendall was an early fancy of mine as a young child. Go, oh, she's very pretty. Anyway, in The Good Life, Richard Bryars was married to her, and he was born on this day back in 1934, which was this day, but another one.
He was also a terrible villain in a Doctor Who episode.
Was he?
Yeah,
I can't imagine him being a villain.
He played a caretaker in Paradise Towers.
Oh God, I was thinking that's the one with the licorice all sort man, isn't it?
Bertie Bassett, yeah, and he had like a little cap and a little Hitler moustache and a little uniform and walked around being
lost.
Oh, no. It was very good, but it was awful. I've actually got a signed cover of that from the VHS with like the guys that designed the set and stuff, and his name on it signed. Yeah.
Ooh,
I've only just remembered that I own that. I should probably find that and frame it with my other Doctor Who things over there, like the War Doctor that Holly got me from.
I did when I met John Hurt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so we'll now roll gently into an anthology of geekdom. I would ask these two lovely human beings questions about their year. I might throw in some of my own answers, but I haven't really thought about them. So I'm lying. We've had a chat about it for like 10 minutes. I've definitely thought of some of it. I'm just going to just ask them 7 questions about what they did last year and what was their motivating things and what they thought was great. So, who would like to go first?
Mark.
Would like to go first. Well done. Okay, so let's go. Biggest moment of the year that blew you away, made your creative juices flow. What got you pumping?
In terms of creative juices, I think it was probably right at the end of the year for me. We in the town what I live in, we have a New Year's Eve giant puppet parade with loads of huge illuminated paper and withy and bamboo puppets which parade through town to music. And I discovered it last year when I moved here and went, wow, that's amazing. So I made it my ambition to join in with a puppet of my own for this year's parade, or last year's as it was now. And so I did. So I made myself a large anglerfish puppet, which glowed and rippled and had lots of lights, and it was great fun. And that was like a little end of year project that I did just for me, and I try and do that each year. So I end the year off just before Christmas, do something just for myself, and this one I really enjoyed. So that was kind of my biggest personal creative juices flowing moment for last year, right at the end of it.
It looked wicked. I love there was some really good, whoever was filming it, because obviously you were in it with the puppet, got some really good shots of everything going past, and like there was a load of really cool looking stuff.
Yeah, and not a post-apocalyptic thing in sight.
Which is actually quite bizarre. That's kind of what I thought we might have led with. But there.
Well, I thought I'd leave something for you, because I know what the other one was. Go on.
Okay.
Right.
Is well, from a professional standpoint, it was probably the work event that I attended in Zurich. That was very cool. That was a lot of there was a lot of professional growth, I guess, in that. and it kind of really inspired me to keep going with the things that I'm doing at work, and being bigger and better and brighter, and moving into different areas. And I guess from like a more kind of personal standpoint, it was probably theatre last year. I did a lot of theatre. Already doing a lot of theatre this year as well, which is really great. And
We've already been 9
When you
times.
say did,
as in
which
went
side of the screen are you? Stage?
Oh, very, very, very much on the comfortable seating end.
Okay.
I haven't exercised my acting chops for a long time, but no, it was. I mean, I've already been to the theatre once this year. I mean, it's the 14th of January, and I've been once already, so it's I'm getting the year off to a good start.
You're doing all right, ain't you?
But yeah, I think it's just last year. I think I spent a lot more time doing things that actively make me happy, and that I think is the thing that kind of ultimately just makes you more creative as an individual, or makes you feel more creative as an individual.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll get to some of the special things you went to see rather than just collective theatre, and some questions in a minute. Yeah. Anyone, mine's kind of an uncertain one because I do quite a lot of stuff creatively all the time. I really enjoy working with Bill because he's been doing a lot of his new D&D stuff and painting things. And I think kind of rather than just being a biggest moment, there was just like kind of a growth of Bill into a more creative human being and taking up hobbies and that kind of thing. And I was involved in a lot of that. And that was kind of
great.
That's probably been really got me into doing some more writing, but that was with him. And those are the bits. If we're going to go from a very personal standpoint, because I quite like the fact that both of you have gone, these are things we did for ourselves. I know it was for Bill, but it was probably the most enjoyment I had of creating stuff.
That's really lovely. I really like that. Put that on a t-shirt, Lee.
You know that Lee will just send us in a picture of the word "that" on a t-shirt.
I know.
I know you can't do it. Next question. So, last year I was going for the things. I'll start with mine as an example. So, like, to give you an idea of why I've gone down this road: purchase or gift received of the year last year. And for me, it was my Kindle because, for whatever reason, in the last decade, I've gone from being an avid reader of tons of books a year, and I struggled to read 3, and I bought a Kindle in February, and I read 60 books, and that was grand. I had a lot of things that I picked up for myself, as Holly rightly points out quite often. How do I buy you a present? Because you want yourself everything that you see that you want, which is a lot of stuff. I don't go around going, I understand everything, but the things that I truly would enjoy, I just go and get them. So yeah, the Kindle was probably best. It really kind of changed my life last year. That's good.
Excellent.
Holly, you're going first this time, I think.
Okay. So I think gifts given would be like I think the best gift I gave, apart from my presents to all of you, obviously, is the book that I got for Stephen for Christmas, which is it's the manuscript of At the Mountains of Madness.
Wow.
So you can see how Lovecraft wrote At the Mountains of Madness, but on the other side, so on this side, that's all the correspondence that he wrote on the back of. They've scanned both sides of the paper, so there are angry letters written to Lovecraft about what a knobby is, and he's just turned them over and started writing At the Mountains of Madness on the back of them.
It's got letters that say things like, we understand you've taken this copy of this book from this library that we really want your fucking. On another note, could you possibly do us a small favour?
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
what a fantastic thing.
There are 1,000 copies of that in the world, which is really cool. And I think that's one of the best presents I've ever given anybody ever. Not to blow my own trumpet, of course, but that was particularly fabulous. And
you didn't say my Terry Pratchett bookmark.
I haven't got to. I haven't got that far. I haven't eaten a book. Why would I eat a bookmark? No, I mean, that was particularly special. So for Christmas, Stephen gave me a bookmark that he got given by Terry Pratchett, which is very cool.
Why do you keep on addressing this to me?
What do you mean?
You keep on saying I bought a bookmark.
No,
Yeah, you really
the
baffled me
bookmark.
for a second
This-
there. I
Ah.
bought a placeholder.
No, you were given.
I was given a
Oh,
a marker for a
placeholder.
book.
Oh, good God. Why are you both so confusing all the time? Which
It's
was
a gift.
obviously absolutely wonderful. Stop reading, Stephen.
But I was
Immediately. We can all sit and read quietly. That's fine by me. I think the thing probably that I got that I might have got for me that's probably the best. Oh, I bought a stand for my Kindle and a page turner so that I can just lie like however I want, and I don't have to worry about actually even holding the book I'm reading. I can just hold a tiny thing and click the button and the page
this being the
turns.
height of decadence.
That is the absolute height of laziness, and I am really here for it. It made reading 84 books last year much easier. But yeah, books. It's always just going to be books. The best things I buy are books, always.
Okay, Mark, what about you?
Can you buy a garden? Because I bought a garden. Well, I bought myself a garden.
But I think you bought an assembly kit garden, because when you say you bought a garden, it sounds like, like the hanging gardens or whatever.
No. It was. I bought a house the year previous, and the garden, small though it is, some of last year was spending rather a large amount of money on getting like a patio made where I could hang my hammocks, where I can hang 3 hammocks, and it's rather lovely. And now it's not a complete wasteland mess anymore. It's approaching something resembling a nice garden, and this year I will be building a garden room at the end of it with a fireplace in it, because I can't have a fireplace in my house, so I thought I'd have one in my garden.
Nice, good choice.
So
Lovely.
yeah, so I kind of bought that for me.
That's nice.
Nice, there you go.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, so if we stick with Mark, because we're doing Holly, Mark, Holly, whatever, like we did with the quiz. This is a weirder quiz. There's no right or wrong answer.
I know, I don't like it.
Who did we meet last year that changed or meant the most to us? So, Mark, who's your best person to meet last year that had an impact on your life? Or
Two people, I think, last year that that I kind of geeked out on. The first would, I guess, have to be Hugo Myatt, because it was lovely having him on the show, and he was very entertaining.
I think I can safely say that all of us can.
Oh,
I think we'll
100%.
probably all
Yeah.
have him in our list. The other one was Natasha Akeleos, who we met at Fantasy Forest last year, and it was just lovely talking to her and really geeking out about her husband's wonderful work. It was just nice being able to froth with somebody about an artist whose work I had enjoyed for many, many years, and she was a lovely person. So, two famous people that I was happily geeking out with, and left me with good feelings.
Yeah. Excellent. And the beans.
So I want to give a very quick shout out to Lee, to Lana's, and to Jen's.
You're taking my entire answer, right? Okay, great.
Because we'd already met them previously in 2023, and we continued to meet them in 2024, which was just absolutely lovely. And you're going to say, I think, somebody that I would also say, and who is going to be a very, very dear friend of mine.
I've got a cunning plan worked out for it all.
Okay.
I mean, we can share this answer if you like, which is like last year meeting the community of people that make up a lot of the people that we go and meet UK Games Expo.
Yeah.
Enhancing that crowd of people by actually like meeting
Leon.
Well, Leon and
Mike.
all the people that we're going to obviously list out.
But Leon and Mike are on my list. Because they're wonderful humans.
So, like meeting all those guys was really spot on. And obviously plays with soldiers. I've completely forgot his name now.
Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've met some wonderful and lovely people, and I think, but I mean, I think also for me, I got to have a really nice chat about hot sauce with Jamie Jolly from Shadowborn Games at the expo, and that was very good fun. And I'm still waiting for my Christmas present from his father-in-law, which I'm hoping is going to be more hot sauce because I've eaten all of mine.
Is that your answer?
Yeah, just the lovely people that we already know, I think, and also the new people that we have met. It's a really wishy-washy answer, but
no, it's grand. It's grand. The community's really good. I mean, like, I'm going to throw in Matt from War of the Worlds.
Oh yes,
all the guys from the I'm Having My One podcast.
Sorry, I was sipping.
Alexander Stanley, who's the moldy on plays games and stuff. There, all those people, and of course Steph. I got to meet Steph, which was
you did. You got to meet my bestest friend.
Yeah, that was cool. Anyway, so we met a bunch of people from a big community that we get really involved with, and that was really grand because we talked to them a lot online, and now we actually got to meet them.
Oh, bum! I've just thought of a better answer for the. Oh, never mind.
Was it for the thing you got?
Yeah.
What was it, quickly?
My custom canvas from Zachary James, who was Hades in Hades Town.
Yes, he did paint you a special canvas.
He did.
There you go.
There you go. That's my actual answer.
You can make that a whole thing when we do a pod on Hades Town or whatever. Or Hercules, who knows? So, because you've got to bring in the Hercules sideways scrolling game.
It's coming. It's coming. Prep for this.
The event then that you and why? Still with you, Beans, and we'll go over to Mark for a long time after that. But what event did you attend and meant the most to you and why? And that can be anything. That can be theatre, that can be a big convention, that can be a really satisfying poo. But you know. Mark was a big sigh. I like that. That was good.
So I think for me, Hades Town, I've been waiting for a really long time to see Hades Town, and I got to see it twice last year. I'm going again in March to see the original Broadway cast.
Well, that sounds good.
You're coming with me.
Yes.
And also in November, I got to see David Tennant as Macbeth, and it was possibly one of the most. It was incomparable. It was incredible, and it was actually made. The evening was made. I was supposed to go with my mum. My mum broke her ribs and she couldn't go, and I ended up going with my dad. And my dad has been in my life for a very long time. He's been married to my mum for 16 years now, and we have never done anything like that. He goes to the theatre with my mum all the time. We've never done anything like that, and this was the first time that we did that. So I think not only from the standpoint that David Tennant is incredible and Macbeth is amazing and this production was incomparable, but it was a first in a whole heap of different ways as well. So there you go.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Mark, over to you.
Oh, I can't compare with that. Sorry, what was the question?
The question to ask, which I think you said Fantasy Forest earlier.
Oh yeah, I mean Fantasy Forest was excellent fun. I thoroughly enjoyed just seeing all the creativity, all the costumes, just a wonderful atmosphere. The Wastes, organised by Ian Lawley Bell, was brilliantly received, as you will hear if you listen to our previous podcast about it. And it was just a joyous weekend. So many great moments from that. I also saw some great music last year, which I've been seeing a lot of live music. So I got to see Sting live, got to see Debbie Harry live. I got to see some great cover bands, Pink Floyd, Rush, and Led Zeppelin, all superb cover bands. And I'm just really enjoying that whole thing of going to events. Yeah, whether it's Fantasy Forest or it's it's been a really nice music event, and that's just great. I haven't had that for so long, and it's nice to be able to plug into all of that again. And I've got some great stuff lined up for this year as well.
Especially when you're not organising them, right?
Yeah, especially when you're not organising them. Yeah, exactly that. And I'm going on a LARP this year as well, which is
Are you?
wonderful. Yeah, I am. I'm going on a pirate LARP. Burnt is clean, the funniest, most
Oh,
inappropriate pirate LARP you have ever.
they're the one you always
been.
tell us about.
Yeah, they were brilliant. They haven't done one for 7 years, and then suddenly at the end of last year they went, "Oh, we're going to run another one." The fuck? Okay, yeah, I'm on. Take my money. So I'm going to that.
Nice.
Which would be great. Yeah. So.
Okay. For me, we're running a little bit short time, so I'm just going to go with probably going to see Tom Baker and Colin Baker in Christmas Carol, because
And Peter Purvis, he was there too. You can't forget
Peter
about
Purvis
him.
was also there.
Who played what in that?
Huh?
Who played what in that?
Tom Baker was the Ghost of Marley, and Colin Baker was Scrooge, and Peter Purvis was some kind of
He was the
narrator.
narrator. He was Charles Dickens.
He was Charles Dickens, but he was reading from his thing, but he still kept messing it up. It's classic Purvis, really.
Did an elephant shit on the stage?
Oh, it did, definitely. We weren't there for that bit, but it must have happened. Anyway, yeah, and that really meant a lot to me because it was Tom Baker and Colin Baker. I mean, everything else that year was fantastic, but that one was really kind of just
brilliant,
unique. I won't be doing that again, I can't.
Yeah, apart from when we go and see them do the Hound of the
Tom Baker won't be in
Baskervilles.
that.
No, Tom Baker won't, but Colin Baker will.
Yeah, but it's the last thing Tom Baker is doing. So that was my only opportunity to go and see him do anything, and I took it, and we did it. It was good.
It was good.
So, Mark, TV show of the year last year?
Fallout. I think it has to be Fallout. That met and exceeded all my hopes and expectations. Just a brilliant transition from the game to screen. I couldn't fault it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's probably my favourite show of the year last year. I mean, I would say Bridgerton, but I watched that this year. So, but yeah, pretty good.
The Boys, the season of The Boys last year, also very good.
I didn't watch the end of I haven't watched the end of The Boys yet.
No, it's very good. I'm still on Arcane season 2. I haven't finished that, but Arcane season 1 was great. And I just haven't really sat down and watched season 2. But yeah, the Fallout would be my number one.
Cool. Beans?
I read 84 books and
you didn't have time to watch.
No, I
TV.
did. I did.
Was Ahsoka this last year?
Ahsoka, I think, was last year. To be honest, I can't remember. It just sort of all rolls into one. I know that I spent a lot of time comfort watching a lot of shows and things that I'd seen before. The only thing that I watched, I think one of the only things that I watched last year that I had never seen before was Bridgerton, and I love Bridgerton. Like, it has become a huge part of my personality.
It's very good
because it's wonderful, and I also very much enjoyed. I know we haven't finished it, but I really enjoyed that new Ted Danson, the Inside Man, the Man Inside.
Yeah, Inside Man, yeah.
On Netflix, I really enjoyed that, but I don't really. Yeah, I haven't really been watching as much as I've been reading. So.
That's fair. Oh, in that case, then let's roll straight into the next question for Beans and say book series of the year.
Spark of the Everflame. Well, the Kindred's Curse saga by Penn Cole, which has turned out to be one of my absolute favourite series of all time. Still waiting for the final. So,
what sets it apart?
It's a wonderful. It's got a very unique magic system. The world building is very good. The female main character is amazing. The male main character is all dark and brooding and kind of quite typical for the genre, but he's actually quite relatable in the same way. He's not completely distant.
He's very worse than the classic angel.
Well, he's not stupid and his hair doesn't go straight up, so
it's not the dollar's table lamp.
It's not, no. And it just has a wonderful story to it, and there were a lot of things that I didn't see coming. a lot of the books that I really want to talk about are books that I've read this year, which is, although I did read Scythe last year by Neil Shusterman,
Well, you
which
can't don't tell me much about it. I only read
because
one.
I know you've only read book one, but that was also kind of pretty high up on my list. I discovered Cowboy Romance last year, and now that's one of my new favorite things. So
Okay.
Is that a genre or a book?
it's a
in
genre.
Okay.
It's so good.
Okay.
I'm only just getting into romantasy, so I'm just far behind your endeavours.
I've got
God.
shelves dedicated.
Have you picked up anything exciting last year, Mark? Not in anything else. Not like a disease or anything.
I don't. So I consume my books via Audible generally because I'll listen to them while I'm working. So it's very, very rare that I will sit down with a physical book in my hand. And
That's
read.
fine.
I know it is. It is. I quite enjoy it that way around. And I've been revisiting a lot of Terry Pratchett over last year, and listened to a few new ones that I hadn't listened to, like Thud. I don't think I'd listened to before.
Who narrates? Is it the same narrator for Discworld, or you get a lot of?
Oh, it depends who's Celia Imrie. I think it's Celia Imrie. She narrates like a lot of the witches stuff, Nanny Og and Granny
No,
Weatherwax. I think it's Celia Imrie. I'm probably going to be wrong,
I
but whoever it
love
is,
Celia
she's
Imrie.
fucking brilliant. And John Coleshaw generally narrates anything with Vimes in it. And
Oh,
I've got John Coleshaw is brilliant as a narrator. So every single character has got because he's great with voices. So he's a superb narrator for Terry Pratchett.
You are correct. It is Celia Imrie.
it's Celia Imrie.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh, I have to,
And she is, for me, she is the voice of Granny Weatherwax and Nanny Og now. I can't picture them without hearing her voice. So I've really been enjoying quite a bit of Terry Pratchett. I listened to the first of the trilogy of the Three Body Problem after watching the series on TV and enjoying that. It's weirder in the book than it is on the screen, which, if such a thing is possible. And I revisited a few other books, like what was it I revisited? Roadside Picnic.
Talked to that during the
So
post.
yeah, enjoyed that. And Dream Park, Larry Niven, which I revisit probably once every couple of years. And although it's very dated, it's a fantastic,
Very nice.
rollicking story, really. So yeah, that's been my consumption of books.
I largely wandered into the world. Because we wanted to role play the game and do some Rivers of London. I revisited Rivers of London and realised that there had been a lot more books brought out since I last read it, and then powered through all of Rivers of London, which is a tremendously excellent. Again, another beautiful little world of magic
incredible.
and strange little stories with like little Chthonian twists to them, which make me happy.
Well, that might be. What's the first book in that series?
Rivers of London.
Oh, well, that makes it easy to spot on Audible. That's my next purchase.
It's kind of like a bit like the Laundry
Very
Files,
good.
a bit like Cthulhu thrown in there.
Love
It's
the Laundry Files.
urban fantasy.
Yeah,
is
very good.
is the genre.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I went mad. I bought all of the graphic novels and listened to some of them on audiobook, but whatever. And then I kind of got into the Aconite series quite a lot. I mean, I've read quite a lot last year, loads of different things. I revisited stuff like 1984 because I really wanted to read it again, and other bits and pieces. But Aconite and which is the Arkham horror books for your benefit, they are.
Okay.
So like all the board games and stuff that I played that are Arkham horror based, and all the characters in those brought to life in the Aconite book series, and they had their own really pulpy adventures, and it's full of like exciting aviatrixes and explorers and stuff, and it's very cool.
Please send me some links to those because I need to get some new series on my Audible.
Aconite is the publishing house, and then they take they're licensed to do Chaosium, So they do Arkham Horror, and I think they've done a couple of like Eldritch is like on
They
the
do.
side.
They do Terraforming Mars and stuff as
They've
well.
got Terraforming Mars novels. They do Legend of the Five Rings. There's a lot of like different IPs that
Anyway.
that they write for, and it's incredible. I would thoroughly recommend Secrets and Sacrifices, which is their Regency one. So it's like Bridgerton, Cthulhu.
We'll send you stuff in a.
Sorry.
Right. I have to shut it down in a second though. But very quickly, the other thing of this year. So anything that really popped up in your life that you really enjoyed, very quickly. One thing off the top of your head.
From last year or this year?
Last year. I'll do this. We'll finish on this year in a second.
Okay, go for it, Ollie.
Oh no, don't put me on the spot.
It's not me that put him on the spot. It's him.
I will say that I really enjoyed and got very firmly behind a board game called Destiny, which I've been involved with. The chap that created it on Instagram for quite a while, chatting backwards and forwards. Got to play it this year. It came down. His name's Leon. He came down and brought it to our games day. It's really cool. I've enjoyed the passion he has for it, the love he has for it, and it's just gone to Kickstarter. So quite literally, and we'll probably put a link in for that. Just the other day, and it's really been something that has made me really happy watching it grow from nothing to going to Kickstarter.
Have you got anything, Ollie?
Our Cthulhu game that we run once a month makes me really happy. No, I'm not clutching at any kind of straw. Thank you very much. That is something that makes me really happy. But I think, again, from a personal perspective, I've been spending more time with my family and like going places, and I've got plans to, like see more stuff and do more things like with my mum, which is really nice. So I think last year was a bit of a revelation of like stopping doing stuff just because it's stuff I should do and doing stuff that I actually want to do, and I'm not going to make that mistake again this year. I'm going to do the things I actually want to do.
That's good.
Yeah,
that is good because it also makes mine sound far less soppy than I thought it was going to sound.
Aww.
I've just really enjoyed last year, sort of building a new life. After some listeners might know that I got divorced in 22 at the end of 22. And I have 23, end of 23. How time flies. And just rebuilding my life over the last year and finding a new life down in Cornwall with a new house, new social group, new people.
Would you like a cat? You can have my cat. Do you want a cat?
Oh God, don't, because I really
please have
I want a cat.
I can bring you one. Yeah, you can have him in like 4.5 hours.
I've seen your cat, and he's uncontrollable and he's big. I want a little tuxedo.
Oh, you can get a Lego one of those.
Tuxedo black and white boy. That's what
I can paint Sully. I'll shave him and paint him, and you can.
Ew! I do not want your shaven cat.
Nudes. Right. Let's move on to our quick look forward. So to finish off the pod, I'll ask each one of you, what's the biggest thing in your calendar this year? What are we going to end up talking about this year? Let's give the listeners something to look forward to outside of our usual nonsense. We're going to go places, do stuff. Obviously, we're going to be at the UK Games Expo. There's Fantasy Forest things will probably happen, but what's your big thing outside of those normal bits and pieces?
Holly first?
Go, Holly.
This year, I am going to complete Disney's 1997 side-scrolling action game Hercules.
Woo! Let's do it. Let's launch our Twitch channel with that as a very, very long play along Holly as they attempt drastically to complete the game.
Yes, and also I'm going to be dedicating a lot of my time to book things in one form or in another.
Excellent. Holly Properties Book Club, which does exist on Instagram under that name. You can go and look it up. Will grow, I'm sure. Mark, what about you?
Well, there's quite a few films and TV series which I'm looking forward to this year. Top of the list, I don't suppose you can guess what film I'm looking forward to by any chance. Got a poster of it behind me.
Oh, is it
Fantastic Four?
Yeah,
I've been wittering on about that for a while. But from a personal thing, I'm starting up a D&D campaign next month.
Ooh.
With a group of friends, old and new, and I'm really looking forward to DMing a campaign again. So
Nice.
that's actually something I'm really looking forward to. That and
That's
obviously
cool.
the pirate LARP later on,
Yeah, very cool.
and all the other things we've already spoken about.
I'm personally going to be going to America to see some old friends, which I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, fantastic.
Going to a load more. I'm going to go around Lovecraft Country and go and poke at Salem and go to Alaska as well, apparently. And I'm hoping to go to either Gen Con or PAX Unpacked as well.
Ooh, you're going to have to do an episode from there then.
Maybe. It depends how busy it is. I'm only squashed like this. And then we're going to loads of other conventions as well this year, going to like Aircon and other bits and pieces. Yeah, loads of stuff this year. Much like Holly, I'm doing stuff that I wanted to do for a while. And it is my big 5-0. So that's going to be kind of the reasoning I'm using behind it to go to these things.
Yeah.
And spaff money. But whatever. There you go. So that's things to look forward to, listeners, as well as some other bits and pieces. Because this year, I've looked at a list of things that are having their anniversary, and I'm sure that we can talk about some of them because Holly will love the fact that one of them is
Gilmore Girls.
And Mark,
Gilmore Girls is 20.
One of them that you might want to talk about is Space 1999, which is having its 50th anniversary this year. So,
dear God, I feel really okay.
There's quite a few things that are on the list. Anyway, that's us belatedly wrapping up on 2024 and taking a very brief glimpse into what life holds in the coming months. We can only hope that you have also had a grand last year and have some solid bits and bobs to look forward to in 2025. When we return, we will have a slightly rejigged format, no doubt, and plan for this that we will name from now on a geek tragedy. I always do that. Act 1, Scene 2. And on that note, exeunt stage left. It's Go They Way Home from me.
It's Lay On McDuff from me.
Can I be the bear that's doing the pursuing stage left?
It's
Okay.
The power of the nonsense goodbye. Everyone's listening. We love you all. Have fun. Take care. You have been listening to A Geek Tragedy with me, Plague Mantle, and my best friend, the excellent Holly Properly, and our actually famous guy, Mark Caldery. If you like this, there is plenty more at patreon.com/A Geek Tragedy. Production is by Kit Bretnell. Our logo and artwork is by markcaldery.com. Music is by Boleslaw Kozielski. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at A Geek Tragedy. Email us at ageektragedypodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe, leave us a rating and a review. And don't forget to tell all your geeky friends. Also, a big shout out to all of our genius geeks. We adore each and every one of you. And of course, much love. Take care of each other.